Well, a couple things. We hate to lose. We didn't come here to lose. So we don't feel good about that. And there's a real disappointment in that locker room. These young men have been through a lot. They made a tremendous commitment to what we're trying to do here. Every single one of them. I mean, they're a great group of young men. They have a lot of heart. And it means the world to them to go out there and perform and win. And so they're disappointed, but we're not discouraged. I saw things today out of this group that lead to encouragement. And, like I said, we're disappointed, bitter defeat. Nobody wants to lose, but I'm encouraged by the way they competed till the end. And we had a tough second quarter. Didn't feel right for a little bit, the energy on the sideline, and the players were able to self-correct. And I think that's a really good step for us going forward. I think that Utah State is a really good football team. I think their quarterback is outstanding. They've got big, fast receivers. They make plays in the run game. And we hung in there with them, which is not going to be good enough for us. We're going to aim to beat teams like this, but they're a good football team. So once again, bitterly disappointed, but not discouraged. We're going to take 24 hours and we're going to let this one sit with us, and we're going to watch the film. We're going to learn from it, and we're going to keep building this thing. And like I've always said since I've got here, this will be a program that competes to the bitter end, and it'll be a program that people are proud of and people respect. And it's tough to say that it was that we took a step today when you lose, but if you step back, and which I'm trying to do, and look at it, I think we took a step. And so I'm very proud of those young men for not just today, but for everything that they've done leading up to today. They're special kids, man. They are a special group.
Hey, Carter had a pretty good game today. Just real well, just played the offensive line, so you went with the 6 linemen sort of times.
Well, we have a pretty good run scheme, and we've got backs that I think can get yards for us, tough yards for us. I think Nate, came out and he started really fast. He broke some long runs. He's a tough kid. He's one of those great competitors I'm talking about. It means so much to him. Not for him just to play well, but for him to contribute to us winning. And so even though he had statistically a really good game, he's bitterly disappointed, and he'll go back and he will try to beat himself up for the one fumble. And, he's got to move through that. And yeah, he's got to have better ball security, but some of the plays he made today were just, it's what we want to see, and it's what he's capable of. And it's hard not to just, gravitate towards a kid like that and love him, because he's a battler. Mostly mindset. You're making adjustments the entire game in terms of, what you're doing offensively or defensively, depending upon what's working well, what's not working, how they're hurting you or how they're trying to attack you or how you're trying to attack them. So, it's constant adjustment. So at halftime, it was more just mindset. It was kind of resetting our attitude, reminding them what we're trying to be about as a football team, and just coming out a little bit more relaxed and yet still playing with that passion, that energy. And we did a good job in the third quarter, and unfortunately we couldn't close it out at the end. I need to do a better job at the end helping those corners. We left them in a ton of man today, and get some really good receivers. So, I got to do a better job helping those guys out. It doesn't look good for either of them. It's always important that we reserve, declaring what the injury is until we get an MRI or an X-ray in the case of Keelan. But I would say at this point, it doesn't look very positive for either of those guys. So, it's the old coach cliche, we'll know more tomorrow, but it doesn't look real good.
You're able to create some turnovers defensively. Just talk about what you saw.
Yeah, I mean, we did, but I don't have the stats, so I don't know. But I believe we lost the turnover battle. When you lose the turnover battle on the road, when you can't close out drives with touchdowns and you have to settle for field goals, those things come back to get you, you know. And so as a staff, we've got to do a better job when we get our players into those situations of giving them plays that, you know, are going to get us yards and get us into the end zone. And then they've got to do a better job of executing. So it's always all of us. And yeah, you know, we had some really good stops on defense. We had some takeaways on defense, but at the end of the day, you know, we didn't do enough to win this game. And they got the touchdown at the end when our offense has brought us within a touchdown, I think. And that's, you know, like I said, I've got to do a better job there, helping the defense, helping the players, putting them in better calls, you know, being a better predictor of what the offense is going to do. And got to help them. Who did? Zion? Yeah. Just get him more reps in practice. You know, it looks like he'll be our starter now. He's a winner. We know that. You know, he was thrown to the fire a little bit today, obviously, on the road in a hostile environment, not expected to be a starter and having to go in really early in the game. I didn't see him hesitate at all. You know, it was very evident in his demeanor why he has always been a winner in his career. And the more he plays, the better he'll get. And, you know, guys like Nate continue to run the football like that, that'll open up a lot of things for Zion. I think there was times when he was hesitant to just pull the trigger. There was times he was hesitant to just run it, but he never lost his composure. He never blinked. In a really tough situation, like I said, you know why this kid's a winner. At least I saw it in his demeanor today. Maybe not the performance of our offense, but in his demeanor. Yeah, you know what? He's been, since Joe went down, he's been dependable. I think our players have great confidence in him. I know our staff does. I know for sure I do. I think he's an excellent kicker. I think we were very blessed to have him, you know, on our team. I had said, you know, coming out of spring, I said, it's just unbelievable to me that we have two kickers that are this good. And I think that he proved that his kickoffs were outstanding. He was dependable as a PAT guy, and then the field goals were great. And he just, you know, every time he goes out there and he does something like that, his confidence grows and everyone's confidence in him grows. And that's what we want to do. That's what we have to do. No, not really. I mean, my dad's been at most of my games. It's always nice, obviously, to have your family support you. It did not feel different. It just it felt good until the end, and now it doesn't feel good. So, all right, go ahead. No, go ahead, Dom. Go ahead. Say that. I can't hear. Yeah.
Is that a response to the injuries that you guys saw?
I don't know. I don't know. It's you know, the sidelines is like this living, breathing organism, man. It's just, you know, the changes in momentum sometimes affect you. When things aren't going well, sometimes you reel a little bit. But like I said, what made me proud was the way that our young men responded when they recognized that we were not doing the things or acting the way that we are going to act in those situations, how we're going to handle adversity. And they recognized that, and they self-corrected and they got back on path. And to me, that shows a mature football team. It shows a group of guys that are really committed, and I'm proud of them for that. So, okay.